could have been the original attempt, one of the original attempts. I really would like to see what's at the bottom of that shaft.
Based on numerous recent discoveries this year, the team has good reason to believe that this 80-foot deep, decayed wooden structure may be connected to the original money pit.
Why would the History Channel suddenly ramp up security for the season 13 finale? What did the crew find in the swamp that required non-disclosure agreements tighter than Fort Knox? The answer has just leaked, and it is more complex than just a chest of gold. We are looking at evidence of a massive industrial operation from the Dark Ages. New data suggests the money pit was never the hiding place, but a decoy. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what is buried down there and why the finale might leave us all speechless. The billion-dollar secret. November 5th, 2025 marked the return of the Fellowship, but it is what happened after the cameras stopped rolling that has everyone talking. For years, we have been told the money pit is the target. We have watched drills go down, water come up, and wood chips get analyzed. But here is the catch. The real action for the season 13 finale might not be in the pit at all. It is happening right on the edge of the water. According to a leaked report from a source claiming to be close to the production, the team stumbled upon something massive during the filming of the final episodes. This is not just another ox shoe or a piece of pottery. The leak describes a hidden chamber located beneath the shore, specifically near the area explored in the episode titled Billion-Dollar Clues.
Hit that one timber. It sounds hollow to me.
Yep.
And the hope is to extend the shaft, to explore this further.
If you recall, that episode hinted at anomalies that did not make sense geologically. Well, it turns out those anomalies were not rocks, they were walls. The buzz online is that this chamber connects directly to the medieval European theories we have heard whispers about for years. But this time they have physical proof. We are talking about a structure that protects something from the rising tides. Engineering that was way ahead of its time. The insider claims that once they breached this void, the water did not rush in like it usually does. That implies a sealed environment, a time capsule buried deep in the mud. Hands down, this is the most significant rumor to come out of Nova Scotia in a decade. If there is a void under the shore, it explains why the flood tunnels in the money pit were so effective. They were not just traps, they were part of a massive hydraulic system centered around this shore chamber. The leak suggests that the finale will focus heavily on breaching this room, but getting inside is not the problem. The problem is what happens when you open a door that has been shut for 500 years. The pressure down there is immense. We are talking about tons of wet earth and ocean water pressing against timber that is rotting away. The risk of a catastrophic collapse is higher than ever. And get this. The leak mentions that during the excavation, the ground actually started to give way. This aligns with the heightened drama we have seen in the previews. It is not just editing magic, it is real danger. The internet is going crazy over this. Forums and groups are dissecting every frame of the early season 13 episodes, looking for clues that the editors left in. They are spotting curious glances from the archaeologists and hushed conversations between the Lagina brothers. Everyone seems to be on edge.
Where now is 93 feet.
Gotta be within 2 feet, then, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
The sheer scale of this finding forces us to ask a hard question. Have they been digging in the wrong place for 10 years? If the treasure or the history or the answer was under the shore the whole time, then the money pit was just a distraction. This changes the entire narrative of the show. It shifts the focus from a vertical dig to a horizontal mystery. It connects the swamp, the shore, and the pit in a way we never saw coming. And that is putting it lightly. If this chamber is real, it proves that whoever built this had a plan that was far more complex than just burying a box. They were building a fortress underground. But just as they were about to enter this chamber, something went wrong. A tragic turn of events. It is not that simple, though. You cannot just dig a hole on an island made of Swiss cheese and expect everything to hold up. While the shore chamber is the shiny new toy, the money pit remains the beast that refuses to be tamed. The second major part of this leak involves a devastating event that reportedly took place right in the heart of the main excavation zone. For season 13, the plan was to go big. We saw the heavy machinery, the caissons, the intensified efforts to finally drain the area. But nature has other plans. The insider details suggest that the ground stability in the money pit area reached a critical breaking point. We are talking about a structural collapse that sent shockwaves through the production team. Imagine spending millions of dollars reinforcing a shaft only to watch the earth swallow it whole. That is the nightmare scenario. The rumor is that a void collapsed deep underground, causing a shift that threatened the surface equipment. This is likely why we are hearing rumors about a devastating discovery. It might not be devastating in terms of history, but devastating for the operation itself. If the money pit is too unstable to dig, the dream of reaching the bottom is over. Yeah, about that. This collapse might confirm what skeptics have said for years. The island is booby-trapped by geology, not just by pirates. The limestone and gypsum layers down there dissolve over time. When you start poking holes in it, you accelerate the process.
Definitely wood. There's the wrong log, right? You see the end.
Hear that?
The leak indicates that this collapse forced an immediate evacuation of the immediate area. This brings a level of reality to the show that we haven't seen in a while. But here is the twist. This collapse might have actually revealed something. When the Earth shifted, it reportedly exposed a new layer of debris. We are hearing whispers about timber samples that were brought up in the aftermath. Wood that does not match the searcher tunnels from the 1800s. This wood is ancient. This brings us back to the strip mining theory. Fans have been shouting for years that the only way to solve this is to dig it all up, like Tony Beats in the Gold Rush. Just remove the dirt. The leak suggests that after this collapse, the team finally considered this nuclear option. They realized that surgical strikes with drills are not working. They need to move the mountain. The drama here is intense. You have the Lagina brothers who have dedicated their lives and fortunes to this, staring at a hole that is actively trying to destroy their equipment. The finale is expected to center around this decision. Do they pack up and leave because it is too dangerous, or do they double down and tear the island apart? New data from the show ratings says viewership is up 15%. People love the danger, but for the people on the ground, this is terrifying. A collapse at 100 feet deep is not a joke. It sends a vibration through the whole island. It muddies the water in every other shaft. It ruins the data. So the finale is setting up a massive conflict. On one side, you have the shore chamber, a pristine time capsule waiting to be opened. On the other, you have the money pit, a collapsing peril that is destroying evidence as it falls. The team has to choose where to focus their final days of the season, and the choice they made might explain the sudden shift in rumors toward Lot 5. The ground beneath their feet was no longer safe to stand on. Not pirates, but knights. Basically, everyone is obsessed with pirates. We want to believe it is Captain Kidd or Blackbeard. But the leaks coming out now are pointing in a completely different direction, one that is far older and far more controversial. The artifacts allegedly found in the wake of these excavations are not from the 1700s. They are medieval. We have heard the Templar theories before. It is a staple of the show. But usually it is just speculation based on a cross found on a rock. This time, the insider claims they have hard evidence. We are talking about carbon dating on timber samples that puts human activity on Oak Island in the 1300s or 1400s. That is centuries before Columbus sailed the ocean blue. What most people don't realize is how huge this is. If Europeans were on Oak Island in the 1300s, every history book in school is wrong. The leak mentions pre-Columbian habitation. This means people were living there, working there, and building complex structures long before the money pit was supposedly dug in 1795. The specific rumors mention Lot 5. This area has been a goldmine of small artifacts lately, but the finale is rumored to reveal the motherlode. We are hearing about tools, not searcher tools, but construction tools that match styles used in medieval France and Scotland. If you find a tool that was used to build a castle in a pit in Nova Scotia, you have a mystery that is worth more than gold. And get this, the Facebook groups monitoring this are sharing photos of what look like wood fragments with distinct adze marks.
What I'd like to see happen here is these three timbers right here, even the fourth one being the one on top, get one pulled out so we can see a whole length.
Absolutely, we can get that done for you.
Great.
If this is original depositor, there's a good chance that there may be treasure at the end of this tunnel.
A type of tool used by ancient shipbuilders. These are not saw cuts from a modern mill. These are hand-hewn marks from an era when craftsmanship was everything. The theory gaining the most traction is that the treasure was never a treasure in the traditional sense. It was a safe deposit box for an order that was being hunted down. The insider suggests the finale will pivot hard to this narrative. They want to move away from the treasure hunt aspect and lean into the archaeological breakthrough aspect. Why? Because you cannot spend millions of dollars and come up empty-handed. But if you rewrite history, you have won. This medieval connection also explains the complexity of the flood tunnels. Pirates did not have the engineering knowledge to create a hydraulic trap that uses the ocean tide. That requires math, physics, and labor that pirates just did not have. But a monastic military order? They built cathedrals that are still standing today. They knew how to move earth and water. The finale is expected to showcase these artifacts in a dramatic reveal. We might see the team sitting in the war room, looking at a report from a lab that confirms the dates. Imagine the look on their faces when they are told the wood they pulled up is 600 years old. It validates everything they have been fighting for. But there is a darker side to this ancient presence. If they were here, they were hiding something dangerous. And the more the team digs, the more they realize that some things were buried for a reason. The deeper they go into Lot 5, the more the story changes, from a retrieval mission to a crime scene investigation. They found something that wasn't supposed to be disturbed. Surviving the finale. Let's be real for a minute. You cannot talk about the Oak Island finale without talking about the legend. 7 lives must pass before the treasure is found. It is the line that opens every episode. It is the shadow hanging over the whole island. And according to the leaks, the season 13 finale brushes terrifyingly close to fulfilling it. We need to be careful with the words we use here, but the rumors of a devastating event are linked to safety. The collapse we talked about earlier, it was not just dirt moving, it was a close call. The insider reports indicate that the production crew was genuinely scared. When you are dealing with heavy machinery on unstable ground, things go wrong fast. The leak suggests that the finale serves as a major warning. The conditions on the island have become so hazardous that the local authorities might have stepped in. We are hearing talk about stop work orders. Imagine getting to the brink of the greatest discovery in history, only to have a government official slap a padlock on the gate because the ground is too dangerous. This aligns with the legend. The island seems to protect itself. Every time they get close, the weather turns, the equipment breaks, or the ground fails. This season, the stakes were higher because the hole was deeper. The pressure was intense. The leak claims that in the final days, a piece of heavy equipment nearly tipped into a void that opened up unexpectedly. That is the kind of drama that makes for a season finale. It leaves the audience hanging. Will they be allowed to come back? Is the site too dangerous to ever fully excavate? It creates a cliffhanger that ensures season 14 gets greenlit, but it also frustrates the viewer who wants answers. And that is putting it lightly. The fans are worried. We have seen ambulances on the island in past seasons. We have seen the medical team rush in. The leaked descriptions of the finale have a somber tone. It is not high fives and champagne. It is relief that everyone made it out in one piece. This leads to the wildest theory of all, the strip mine solution. Because the tunnels are too dangerous and the shafts are collapsing, the only way forward is to remove the danger entirely. The finale might conclude with a proposal to literally dig up the entire end of the island. No more shafts, no more guessing. Just a massive open pit mine that exposes everything to the sunlight. So, do you think the leaks are true, or is this just more clever marketing to keep us watching? Are the Laginas finally close, or are they just digging another empty hole? Drop a comment below with your theory. If you enjoyed this update, hit like and subscribe for more.